everything we experience in life can be a gift to appreciate. At some level, the experience we have will eventually present some lightness and a gift. So today, talking about ascension symptoms and the gift that they give us. Hey, this is Rebecca, and today we're remembering our greatness together. Diving deep so we can rise high, feel good in these bodies, and see what's next for brilliant possibilities in our life. Okay, so ascension symptoms. Yes, so if you are on your awakening journey, you are starting to raise your vibration, and that's called your ascension journey. And so as you raise your vibration and your body's learning to sustain a higher frequency, a higher rate of vibration, we can experience these symptoms in the body. They can be anywhere from a little depression, sleeplessness, headaches, blurry vision, unable to focus, what else? Ringing in the ears. There's like a whole gamut of physical and mental symptoms that when you go get them checked out, they don't actually have a physical representation. Like the doctors can't figure out why they're happening. And so the cool part is that it's an ascension symptom, and now you know that you can deal with it on a vibrational level. And just releasing the resistance of your personal growth and just being present with the sensation starts to kind of alleviate the situation a little bit, the symptom a little bit. But it's uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable. I have a few videos talking about more in depth of ascension symptoms and specific ones. I just did one on tsunami ascension headaches, so be sure to check that out. So there's a whole series of videos on ascension symptoms, but this one's particularly about that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a light with these ascension symptoms. So I wanted to really go into a few of them and let you know what each one of them is doing so that you feel okay about having them, that you're not dying, you're not disintegrating, that these things are really opening you up for greater capacities. So first off, I'll briefly talk about the headache one because I talked about that in my last video, but headaches can be a sign that we are detoxing. Okay. Now, when we think of detoxing, we think of physical elements, right? We think of like food or pesticides or things like that, right? But we can also be detoxing vibration that doesn't align with our higher vibration anymore, with old programming from thoughts, feelings, emotions, contracts, that kind of thing. And so it's almost like it's squeezing. It's like, it's just adjusting and those things are leaving. So when you have a headache, think about that programming leaving. Okay. And when we have that kind of light at the end of the tunnel, it almost makes our headache being like, yes, it's leaving, it's going through the channel of release. And I can just know that after this headache, I'm going to feel lighter. I'm not going to be hooked in to old like triggers and things like that. So think about that. There's a new ascension symptom that I've been having a lot lately, and this one is this really high pitch ringing in my ears, and it sounds like Morse code. The cool part about this is that it could be opening up your clairsentient ability, or not sentient, clairaudio, because it's the ear, clairaudio. So that means you're extra sensing. So your superpower, basically, for extra hearing is going to be opening up, and you can hear things vibrationally. So that's really kind of cool. You can hear things from your higher self and your ascension teams. You can hear songs. You can start to hear shapes, believe it or not. Um, so this is really cool. So when you are having, any kind of ear sounds and high pitched and stuff like that, again, the light at the end of the tunnel to focus on is like, oh my gosh, my superpower of super hearing is opening up. It's super exciting. Um, depression. Depression can be a symptom of ascension. Now, think about this. Depression is unexpressed energy. So, when we start being depressed with ascension symptoms, it's showing us a contrast of where we're going. Okay. So, you have this new energy, you have this new frequency that you're going to be living with. And it's a process in learning how to align with it. And when you do, you get this lightness and you get this like giddiness. But at first, it kind of pummels you a little bit because you're not exactly sure how to express from there yet. So thinking about depression as just repressed energy. So as you kind of do this, you create the contrast to open back up to learning how to really express this new frequency to just woo. So it's just kind of a contrast and learning curves, that depression, and just know it that the light at the end of the tunnel, as it switches in, you just lock into place. Oh my gosh, now I know how to be and know this frequency. So I get to really enliven from there. So hold tight, the depression will lift. Now, sleeplessness. Oh, this one's a little tough, but we are very programmed to have sleep in our lives, right? So the cool part about sleep is that it's teaching us that we actually don't need that much sleep. So what it's really training us to do is to detach from all the programming around sleep. Because as you raise your frequency, there are times as you're downloading and receiving certain information that you're just floored. You need sometimes 12 hours of sleep. But on a regular basis, when you're not processing as much, you might just need like 5. And that's okay. So you kind of go like this with your sleep patterns, and to be in allowance of that and create a lifestyle that works with all that. That you can have a little bit more flexibility in your life. And so what Ascension Journey really asks of us is that we start to live the life on our terms, which means that we have the flexibility and freedom that we desire. And our life shows up and presents that way with work and family and things like that. So that is definitely what's happened to me. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people, all of a sudden they start raising their vibration and life's on their terms. They get to live with the flexibility that they truly desire. And I feel like these sleep disturbances are kind of training us for that. Okay, sometimes we need 12 hours, sometimes we only have 2 hours, sometimes we have 5 hours, sometimes we have 3 hours. Just go with it. And the biggest lesson there is detach from the programming that you need sleep, and that trust that your body knows what to do. Okay. And just laying there resting is okay, even if you're conscious of just laying there. So many times, actually the past like 3 nights, I feel like I was awake and conscious even though I was laying there. But during the day, I'm pretty functional and happy, and just it's fine. It's just that I don't feel like I'm going deep out of my body type of thing. Because the more you raise your vibration, the more conscious you get, there's no contrast of leaving it. You're always there. You're always conscious. So, so the light at the end of the tunnel of sleepiness is that it's teaching you how to be more flexible in your life. It's teaching you how to have a life of freedom and flexibility, and how to detach from programming, especially around sleep. Another ascension symptom would be, it's like with the eyes, right? Blurry vision and like watery eyes. This can be frustrating, but it can also teach us a lot. So this comes and goes, but you may notice with your ascension journey that you really need a lot more water, and your eyes may need some different attention. Now, we never think to give our eyes attention, right? We usually are just like, oh, I can't see, just go to the eye doctor, get some glasses. But there is some eye things that you can do. All right, one, stay hydrated. Eat hydrating foods, drink like 60 to 80 ounces of water a day. Your dry eyes start to go away. But the other thing is that it teaches us a little self-care. So the eyes, windows to the soul, right? They're also like the windows to stress. So like what you're seeing, right, creates stress. So just take a look. The light at the end of the tunnel with this one is like, what are you experiencing through your eyes? That your eyes are letting you know that's not working for you anymore, right? So it could be that we are watching certain programming on TV or screens, or that we have too much screen time, or that we're seeing things happening in the world. Now, how would we see things happening in the world? Usually through media, right? Usually through newspapers. Are your eyes letting you know that you're no longer a vibrational match to witness that anymore? Like it's just not, it's not part of your timeline. It's not part of what and who you are. And so your eyes may be gifting you with this awareness. So pull back, close your eyes, ask your eyes, what am I done seeing? Okay. This can be really profound. This can be really profound and really change how you live and how you're structuring your day and how you're, what you are committed to seeing, knowing, and being on the planet. So take a look at that one. All right, the next ascension symptom, and it's light at the end of the tunnel, is ego death. Okay, now ego death can be part of that depression piece, and it can be part of like just an internal sadness, or kind of like just a stuckness. There's just a sense of like, ego death can get very intense and create almost like suicidal feelings. I have definitely experienced this. I have been very reactive in it, and just it's sobbing and just like was so confused, and just, yeah, it can be hard. It can be really hard. But no, that at the time I did not know that was an ascension symptom. So I'm learning a lot as I go here. But it is, and it can be a ego death ascension symptom. The light at the end of the tunnel is that part of your wounded ego is leaving. Okay, you're rising above that vibrationally, and you won't have to live from that programming or from that resistance anymore. Okay, it's freedom. Okay, sometimes we're going through the dark tunnel to get out into the light. The dark tunnel is that ego death. Hold tight, hold yourself tight, get loved. But just know when you're going through this that it is yourself claiming yourself back and letting go of these wounded pieces of yourself, these wounded egos, okay? So an ego death can be very intense and seem like suicidal thoughts. If it gets too intense to deal with and it does feel really suicidal to you, please get help. Please get support. Super important. But just to let you know, an ego death is very common in ascension symptoms. And it's an exciting time because you're releasing part of yourself that's kind of like a ball and chain that's kind of holding you down in consciousness. And what it means is that right after that ego death, you are opening up into more consciousness. You're expanding your consciousness. You're raising your vibration. So hold tight, love yourself through this, get loved by friends, partners, family, um, and it's an exciting time. All right, guys, let me know, is there an ascension symptom that you feel like you're having that I haven't mentioned here today? Put it in the comments. I'd be happy to comment on it and tell you my perspective of what the light at the end of the tunnel, what the gift of it is. Okay, please, in the comments, do that. And yeah, beautiful people, hang strong, get support. You're not in this alone. We are in this together. That's what this channel is all about. You know, just awakening and ascending and following our imagination, our creativity, and our light. And sometimes that can be a bumpy road. So we're here together. We're remembering our greatness together. And please use the comments below, or even on my page, it says, on my YouTube channel, it says discussion. Feel free to start a discussion there. This channel is all about supporting each other, growing in consciousness, and sharing. So thank you for being here. And if you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you in the tribe. And please like and click the bell so you can know when more videos come out on all sorts of different topics. So beautiful, people. I'm wishing you the best through your ascension symptoms. Namaste.